Here we have another casted game of Age of Mythology, and we're watching the Rapl. So the Rapl, we've just gone over it on the stream, but Rapl messaged me saying that why do I only show his losses? He is the most recent winner of a $10,000 tournament, and for some reason, apparently, from my YouTube videos, I've only shown videos of him losing. So hopefully this video changes that, because I said, if you have a banger game, just send it over. And this is one from his practice sessions during that tournament. And his opponent is Kvoth. Kvoth playing as the Amaterasu. So it's the Rapl going in on Zeus on a land map, which is rare at the kind of very high top level. And Kvoth going in as Amaterasu, which is considered very, very strong. So we'll see what Rapl can make happen here. The map is Giza. I wasn't fully committed to that one. I thought it was. But anyway, and these guys are little turkeys. There we go. So we've got some relics to look over before we see what these guys are doing. So we've got Rhea's Crown, which is, what is that? Town centers are cheaper? Is that town centers are cheaper? Looks like it. Town centers are cheaper. We've got Adamantine Shields, which is the houses get more HP. It works for house walls and stuff. There we go. S-tier relic, Pygmalion statue, 40% extra villager HP, and 40% extra wall HP. So walls are fine. You can build a house wall. You can build a wall. Depends on what you really want to go for. I'm going to be interested to see what Kvoth decides to go for here, because I kind of liked I mean, he hasn't got any gold yet, so he probably isn't going for the strat that I really did like, which is the 3-minute or 3:30 advance time with Amaterasu to just get a weasel in your opponent's base straight away. Maybe against Zeus it doesn't make sense, because he can just print out a Jason in like 2 seconds, and it doesn't really matter. But I really do like that one over going for that same strat, but at like a 4:30 uptime. That just doesn't make sense to me, because you're throwing in a weasel to a base that's pretty much easy to defend. So maybe not. But he's also going for a lot of villagers on this wood, which is interesting. Normally when you see 6 villagers on a wood line, they're normally going straight for... There we go. Straight for a wood line, which is what he is doing now. And we'll see what comes next in this game. Looks like Jason is heading out, probably trying to find a relic. And the Catascopus does steal two goats away. Kvoth not really paying attention there. Didn't bring his 2 starting goats, or maybe that's 2 that he found, because the rest of them seem to be sitting pretty underneath this town center. And Kvoth going for a very late uptime. So it's 3 minutes 20, and he still hasn't got his temple up. He's also getting his temple up with 3 villagers. So I feel like this is a bit of an experimental build, where maybe he wasn't ready with how many he should be putting on gold. So he is going 4:30. Which against Zeus isn't the best idea, considering Zeus can come in with his Heracles, he can come in with his Minotaur and his Jason, and really get some damage done. But Rapl not going for that one. Maybe feeling that the Miko's healing rate is just going to be too much. He's not going to try and get the damage done. Looks like he can't really get that one. And Amine Uzume is going to come through. Husbandry for Kvoth. So even though he's going for this late advance time, he is getting an extra tech, as he did get his 15 goats. 15 goats on this side versus 17 for Rapl. So a very goat-heavy map. And the wall upgrade coming in. And I think Rapl, he went for a really fast advance time, but hasn't really decided to do much yet. Maybe just the threat of going so fast to the next stage, and could be to just act like you're kind of putting the pressure on, because quite often these top level guys, they do advance very, very early, kind of Mr. style, and then just throw everything forward and then come back and get a town center. But I think Rapl's gone quite fast to the next stage, and then he's getting a town center kind of naked on the back, especially after realizing that your opponent went 4:30 advance time. He's going to go over to this town center up this top side. This is the map Giza, so you do have at least 1 rhino that spawns on your TC, so you know that you've got a little bit of value anyway. Kitsune is going to spot that one pretty much instantly. Kvoth putting his guy in the right place. Kamotachi, Weasel, just getting slapped away from the Minotaur. And what's Kvoth's response? So he knows that this is coming through. Actually, the Kitsune does a decent amount of damage to these villagers. Kavoth just being so annoying with this Kitsune. You can just leave these guys to build, but they will eventually get taken down. Catoscopus is coming to scare, but he really needs the Minotaur plus hero kind of combo. You could bolt this guy before he gets the shield on. Potentially that could be the option. The issue is as soon as he gets the shield, it's just going to deal way too much damage to these villagers. Just the headbutt. Maybe that's enough. Maybe just the headbutt on this guy should be enough. And trying to micro his villagers, unfortunately, does lose one of them. And even a second one, maybe. I think the bolt was definitely worth it there. Especially because it stops this guy getting the shield back up. Also decided not to get his Heracles. Quite often when the guys go for these kind of early up times into second town centers, they get their Heracles out first. Just so you can defend, just so you can have some kind of map presence, as it were. Decided not to do that one. Does lose two villagers, but gets his town center up. That is what he wanted. But he would definitely wouldn't like how this one went. Kavoth coming through, getting his slightly delayed town center. Going to grab this one. And the Rhino is on it. I think he was like 3 gold off of it. Just needed to wait those few seconds for his Bushido to come through. Is this live? No, this is a game from the archives. This is a training game for the Champions League with Rapl and Kavoth. Rapl sent this one through to me. It looks like Kavoth, he has got 3 Mikos, and he is going for a 4th one. So definitely wants some kind of heavy favor play, whether he's going to go for some more myth units. So the Onimusha is in, and I think nice play from Rapl. He kind of knew that his Minotaur was dead, so might as well try and take out whatever you can with it. You don't really just want to do damage to things against Japan, because they can just heal them up almost instantly. So just wax that Kitsune away, and very, very nice play. So Kavoth is going to go up for another TC. He is slightly behind on the villagers, even after getting those couple of kills. It's just slightly later TC, plus he needs to get the Mikos out of the town center. Just Japan things. And a shrine coming up on this backside. So considering it's quite an open map, both players going for a very defensive setup, even deciding to do a farm very, very early. I mean, it's only the one farm, but still. And now the Heracles is out and fully walled up to deal with these Weasel raids. Probably one of the best ways to kind of deal with these things. If they get through and the solar shield is in, it can be a lot of trouble. So full walling, definitely worth it. There is one up on this top side. I think one more villager might go down. Oof, that Weasel didn't fancy hitting one more time for some reason. And there we do see the bolt. I say bolt does go through the shield. It does like true damage of a whole bunch. So the shield won't stop it. And that is a dead Weasel. I can kind of see why players don't want to use the bolt on the Weasel, because that thing does come back for free. You see that the green thing comes back. It's sat in the queue, and it's got like a minute left of time before it manages to Weasel its way back in. Okay, this was an interesting YouTube comment that I got a little bit ago. So this isn't going to be the best version of it because there is a TC there. But somebody said that the Onimusha beats Heracles. And I was like, there is no way. There is absolutely no way. And I tested it, and Heracles absolutely bodies the Onimusha. So it's yeah. He lives with like half HP. If you are Zeus and you have your Zeus upgrade to get the healing and the extra HP, yeah, Heracles bodies that Onimusha. So don't let that propaganda of Japan is absolutely busted and the Onimusha's broken. Let that get to you. She does not win that fight. It's like Kavoth also deciding to secure his next gold mine. And I believe it's going to be fast heroics all round. We look from Rapl's side. He's got a barracks. He's got an archery range. I think anything's really been built from those. He only has 5 units out. And then on this side, we've got the triple dojo for Kavoth. The dojos are so expensive too. 100 wood, 50 gold. But he knows what he wants to be building, which is samurais. Rapl is going up to the next stage, dropping more military barracks down. And I think this kind of does show that he was training with the Mister, because this is how we saw the Mister play I think a lot of his Zeus games that we saw during the tournament was 2TC into fast heroic, or even just fast heroics. We saw that kind of Manticore play where he went, it was the map Ghost Lake, and he underworlded with the Manticores to get some Manticore raids going, and it was pretty nice. Whether or not he was the one that came up with it, whether it was somebody else in his circle. So see Rapl doing it too. It does make sense going up to Heroic Age in a lot of matchups, because the kind of base Greek units, they sometimes don't really cut it. When other pantheons have these pure counters and you just have these kind of normal damage dealers, and we just see this guy, he just gets absolutely battered by these samurais. So getting up to the next stage, being able to get those Hypaspis in, being able to get those Peltasts to deal with the kind of other backline archers is going to be pretty nice for the Rapl, and that is instantly what he's building. He's also getting Oracle straight away. I love that. Extra line of sight. You can also see what techs your opponent's getting. Maybe a bit more niche, that one. But still, he does manage to snipe a samurai. Loses a Toxote for it, but Toxote for samurai is always going to be a nice trade. And now just going straight through the wooden wall. But Kvothe on this backside, he is going through Raijin himself, so he's going to have a bit of thunder drums that Raij used to come in and raid. And I love this wall. I don't know whether it's the best wall, because it's so expensive to wall up the whole thing. But still, setting up for a little bit later. And the Manticores are trying to pressure. So was that more Manticores coming out? It is going to be the Manticore play. Definitely makes sense against dealing with the samurais. The Toxotes need quite a few upgrades to really get that damage done. Also, some Shinobis coming out from Kvothe. It's not a unit we see that often, especially not unupgraded. Look at this guy. I really want Shinobis to work. They take a lot of effort. They're like Huskarls that need so much more microing than Huskarls. And Huskarls already need a decent amount against these other dudes with capes. Rapl, he is trying to pressure this gold mine, because these guys went to the next stage. They got their town centers. They got so many units out. There's not really been a time or money to put this palace up. So no defenses this side. There is obviously a decent amount of units. And Rapl does sneak one Hypaspis through. Hypaspis on their own, not the best raiders. So that guy is going to sacrifice his life to the villager. Oh, trying to get out maybe. And actually the villager's going to go down before he goes down. And Kvothe also walling up his side. Medium is going to come in for the Bushidos. And look how quickly this goes up. Just because Kvothe has so many samurais out. He's got 10 samurais already. He's got the Onimusha out. Do these guys count the Shinobis? They get 0.25 XP. So they do kind of count. He's just getting so much Bushido in. So even if Rapl doesn't fight, he's going to be getting to heavy pretty soon. And the Thunderburst is in. You can use the Restoration on this side, and that's exactly what Rapl decides to do. Nice and early too, just so he doesn't lose too much HP in this fight. And I think the Manticores in the backline are doing a decent amount. Whether the Bushies can kind of snipe those down quick enough. 60% pierce armor. I think Manticores are definitely the answer. Nice. Such a good bolt there. I was going to say, really nice play to get that solar shield in. But the bolt, just to make sure the Manticores can survive a little bit longer. Wooden wall wasn't actually finished. And after that, Kvothe does manage to win that fight. And he's got 200 favor, and he's got heavy samurai. Oof. That's a pretty big swing. And Rapl used his restoration as well. Fortunately, he does have another god power to use that he hasn't used yet, which is his underworld. But he is definitely on the back foot there. Samurai, you just got to run from these guys. There's also a couple of samurais on this backside. Odysseus should be enough to deal with these guys. Maybe he's going to lose a couple of villagers. And Kvothe, I think he is overstaying slightly. He's got some really low HP samurai. It's going to be huge value for him if he can manage to get all these home, heal them up. They're just worth so much. And speed walking is definitely still in it. Samurai pizza pacifist, that's pretty nice. Yeah. Samurais are good. I mean, look at the hack armor, 35%. Does he have an upgrade? No. 46% with one upgrade. Does this give hack? No, so it's just the copper armor. He's a hard matchup for Zeus. Every matchup's hard for Zeus. Rapl is basically going pure Hippaspis here. He really wants something to deal with these guys, and Kvoth does manage to get the castle. He's also, I mean, he has got 200 favor. He can go for another Thunderburst if he really wants to. I think these solar shields have been working out for him pretty nicely, even if it is just forcing out the bolt. 20 favor for 60 favor. I mean, you just take that trade, considering how much favor you've got. For a Greek player to get 240 favor, he would have had to have 10 villagers praying and not spending anything since he got up to the heroic age, probably. And without building those 5 manticores. Now this is what we like from Kvoth. He didn't just do the one wall. He did actually manage to completely wall in, but walls don't really work against the underworld, and this is what Rapl needs. He needs a bit of pressure, and that's me just whacking my mouse. And he needs it now. Hippaspis, they're not the best against buildings. They do have the building damage multiplier because he is Zeus, but you really want some hoplites in. Did manage to bring 14 hoplites through. That's more than enough to deal with the town center in a timely manner. Does manage to get that one through. Now, what can he do? Can he snipe any units before running away, or does he just have to run away and attack somewhere else? I think it's run away, attack somewhere else time, and just gets the idle time with the units, just gets the big kind of hit of taking that town center down, forces all the units this way. Now, where is he going? Back through the underworld for the Manticore to come through? That's the Thunderburst. Not sure about that one. 200 favor used there. Maybe Kvoth thought that he could snipe the underworld while the units were in the air or something. Samurais do a lot of damage on that initial swipe. Then after that swipe's gone, they don't do as much. And Rapl will definitely take that trade. That's 200 favor. And Rapple's going to go, okay, I'm just going to take my hoplites and start raiding your other town centers. Going to be able to take this one down. Hippaspis going through on this front side to be the kind of tank against the samurai that are obviously going to come through. The buildings for Rapl are kind of working out, the buildings that Kvoth has actually put down, because it's kind of streaming the units through into that Hippaspis ball. And this Manticore on the backside doing nicely. Raiju kind of stuck on the backside. Definitely needs to bring this guy through, hit his ability on as many units as he possibly can. Even bring some Peltas in to deal with the Yumi normal archers. And that's town center number 2 down. Rapl just trying to apply pressure with his basically siege units in these hoplites. Has managed to secure himself another gold mine. This forward gold mine that he is on. It's also got a back gold mine that is 2k left in that one. But one issue that he is facing, does he know he's been walled in? Maybe. The issue is once this gold mine's gone, if he's kept in this position, if for some reason Kvoth manages to hold every single place that he's walled, then Rapl needs to fight to get out somewhere. So he just needs to keep that in mind, that he needs to fight through these walls, needs to fight through something to actually get to the next gold mine. It is a little bit away. Can probably get Mythic Age before that and have some kind of big push. Looks like that is what Rapl's going for. He's going through Hera. So at any point, he can drop a Lightning Storm and kind of get on to that next position. Heavy Samurais, we've still got half on that Bushido. So no champion yet. But as the Zeus player, you need to get Mythic Age kind of reasonably quickly against this. Otherwise, it's going to be champion units, and it's going to be very, very difficult to push through with your heavy infantry versus the champion samurai. Absolutely brutal. Was that solar shielded? No. Are they just that tanky against the whole army? That whole army was attacking those 2 things. It took ages to take them out. Damn. Okay. And Hera is about 1 minute 30 away. Manticores get a little cheeky buff when you get up to the next stage. That's going to be nice. And it's just more Manticores. I was wondering if maybe he'd go for Medusas, because Medusas will be able to do a lot of single target damage, which is kind of what you want, rather than spreading the damage around, because these guys do just heal up. But maybe just more Manticores is better. It's like Satyrs. It's kind of the same thing. You have 1 Satyr, it's okay, but 4 Satyrs, now we're talking. So Manticore's kind of the same. And yeah, it's true. He's not going the Samurai God. So not going for those uber OP Samurai, just the pretty OP ones. Double Weasel on the back taken out. And Kavoth, he's kind of struggling to deal with these Manticores. Because the Peltasts are here, he can't really get those bushies in to deal with this. There is a lot of bushies in queue. You just need to be able to snipe one down and kind of retreat. Snipe one down, retreat. It's definitely easier said than done. I mean, Hera is on the way, but all of these guys can pretty much garrison inside the castle. There's no upgrades on this castle. Yes, there is. There is Masons. So the Lightning Storm, even if all the units go in, might take a little bit too long to destroy the castle before they all pop out, but we will see. Like, straight inside. There's enough buildings here. There is quite a lot of villagers, though. I think the villagers are basically all going to go down. I think he's used it on kind of this position here. And it just gets more and more damage as it goes. The villager numbers really going down. Look at all these villagers. Oof, a huge villager hit, but the entirety of Kavoth's army does survive. So he will take that one. There is also a gate to come through, and on Meraki raids potentially. What's this gold mine situation? Still has 3k left in it and has pushed through. This one's almost finished. There's also villagers gathering from this side. Nice spot from this Pegasus. And the villagers should be able to get taken out. Gate gets dropped down. So that means Solar Shield is free. Everything is free. It does get the Goshenboku tree number 2. So it means that if he does start to get these on Merakis out, he can have 4 that will just constantly respawn, which is pretty OP, to be honest. And Kavoth really likes the birds. Yeah, the birds are ridiculous. I mean, it's probably hardest for Greek to deal with. I mean, you could send the Bellerophon around. That's not the best usage of him. Maybe just keep the Jason back at home. And that's that Thunderburst again coming in as Rapl decides he wants this town center. I mean, that is his TC. Or at least one of them is. As Kavoth did manage to secure this bottom TC, but nice play from Rapl. Does have his fortress up on this side. And no matter how many villages you have, it's going to be very difficult to repair against 3 Petropolis. So sieging that one side, and even the shield on the bird. That shield is insane. But the Manticore numbers, look at the damage of these Manticores. Also, bear in mind that some of these have died, so then that would take away some of his damage. And Kavoth does decide that he's had enough. He can't secure this position. He can't secure this one. And we have a video of Rapl winning. And thank you very much to him for sending this one through. And yeah, we see a Zeus win as well. GG.